Hello and welcome back to the Iron Keep. You've noticed from the quality, but I'm streaming at 30 FPS because this being a fire dungeon, I don't trust Twitch to, properly render this without grainy stuff, so we're playing it safe. So I
Which
cleaned
is
up.
already on fire. It can't handle anymore.
Brilliant. I already cleaned up most of the area, but we kinda need to progress further, so you know what, let's swallow our pride and try the boss. I cannot guarantee we'll manage to defeat this guy, but at least we can give it a try. The Smelter Demon. This bastard at launch was a nightmare because of a glitch. It will essentially push players into the wall, making them stuck there and inflict a lot of damage at them.
Any tweaks since then?
No, if I recall correctly, it was patched out. There you go. The first phase is not too bad. He has also that shockwave attack, that is a bit of a pain in the ass. It's usually the second phase that tends to be a bit of also another pain in the ass, where, there you go, he coats itself into fire, meaning that I cannot stay too close to, damn it, to him, because otherwise I will get roasted myself.
Yeah, I feel like with this, the same way I felt about them patching in a new thing in 15 for chapter 9, I think it was.
Well, that was entirely new content rather than tweaking an existing, boss.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to do that, then I don't know. I kind of question your game design.
It really depends, Weaves. I'm just, glad that I get more content in general, in that kind of sense,
Wait, it looked like he was stabbing himself through his crotch.
That's, well, more the badly than anything. That's the point, Weaves. He essentially put the sword on fire in order to damage me more.
Mate, the stick's not supposed to come out your back. And how do you even do that anyway?
Huh. There we go. Alright. So, just for reference, because of our scheduling thing, this part will actually be published in October, so it's gonna take a while by the time we're recording this. So, Dweebs, do you have something to say to your future self about what you're gonna see in theaters in September?
Okay, future self, if after you've watched the Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring Extended Edition in a cinema in September, you're still suffering from you're still suffering from leg cramp, seek help.
So are they doing a re-release in theaters for Celebration or something?
Yeah, they're re-releasing the Lord of the Rings Extended Editions films into cinemas. I plan to watch 2 of them because I'm pretty sure I've got one on my YouTube's movie list.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd be kind of pointless.
As a reminder,
yeah, two towers. That's what I've got.
Mm-hmm. Which
so
is
I'll
your
skip
favorite?
2 towers. Yeah, so I'll skip 2 towers. I won't skip it, but I'll just I'll watch the Fellowship. Then I'll watch 2 Towers at home, and then I'll watch Return of the King in the cinema, which means I too can finally experience what it's like to go through those endings in the cinema.
As a reminder, I tend to do an annual
20 years later.
An annual marathon of all 3 movies in a row, which is always a blast to me. But if we're actually doing that in cinema, I actually hope that they actually do the marathon format, because that would be neat.
I think you who are doing it, at least from what I can, at least from the cinema I'm going to, I guess they thought that, nah, we'll just they're doing one film each week. Like they'll do Fellowship first, then 2 Towers the next week, and then Return of the King.
I mean, the combined experience is near 12 hours anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, I like going to the cinema, but I don't want to be in one for 12 hours. Besides, the car parking. Okay, the car parking price for the multi-story will be enormous, and even if it's on a and even though it would be on a Sunday where parking anywhere else is free, it could probably leak into Monday for all I know, and then I'll have to pay car parking.
Like, it depends on when you have to go there.
I tend to use public transport to get to my cinema anyway.
Yeah, each the screenings for each of the films will be on a Sunday.
Alright.
I'm going to park in the multi-story anyway, just to be safe, because it'll be midnight, and the town I'm going to can get a bit rowdy at night.
Okay, I get that.
I tend to, like, the most I've seen is 2 movies at a time, but usually there's a break in between where we go and do something else.
Well, I like to when I go to cinema and watch 2 movies, I tend to go as early as I can, and watch them with as little gap between the other. Well, as little gap as it's as little a gap so that I don't so I'm not waiting too long, but not so little as to be like bloody exhausted from watching one movie and still feel able to properly immerse myself in the next movie. Again, I like to reiterate, I'm really glad I gave a little bit of time between watching 2016's Ben-Hur and Kubo, because I still felt sick after watching Ben-Hur for a bit afterwards.
There's like, for both cinemas in my town, there's a bowling alley and arcade right next door. So we just go there for an hour between movies.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought you were going to say there was a bowling alley inside the screen.
No, but like for both of our cinemas, there's literally one right next door. So
I mean, Dweebs, considering...
I thought it meant like, oh, you waiting for the next film to start? Well, we'll set up a bowling alley for you.
Considering, Dweebs, how people...
Yeah, in the middle of the lobby.
Considering, Dweebs, how people seem to behave, in theaters these days... Wait, oh my god, I've been invaded by a player. I really do not have time for this.
Can you turn it off?
No, but I should detach the online connection, and quite frankly, I don't think, it should be the solution to everything.
People should just behave themselves.
Besides, I thought this game was hated. Why are people still going back to it?
I'm more surprised. Again, I'm more surprised.
Some people like torture.
I'm more surprised that people, please, this specific version. Again,
Sonic fans.
Usually the meta will be playing on PC rather than on PS4. So
you hate 06 and Forces so much that you keep going back.
And I tell you, I played 06 a ridiculous amount when it was out.
Shiro, you are only part of the bad example.
Okay, this guy doesn't have too much of a defense, so I should be able to take him out.
These days, I just make other people play it.
Also, he's wearing the Jester helmet, this piece of shit.
Luckily, I don't have a console where I can play it, so...
Oh, you cannot stunlock me with that, bitch.
I'm also planning on seeing Blue Beetle at some point.
I might do, but I need to see when it exactly comes out in my country. I was hoping that it was near my birthday, so I would invite a bunch of people to see there, but...
To IMDb.
Sure, why not? We have enough time since we had to, having a clowning time with this guy. Fucking G-ball piece of shit.
Italy, it came out 2 days ago.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a movie that already came out. Oh.
To be fair,
that says something about the marketing, though, doesn't it?
Again, this part is getting released on October anyway, so here's to future me hoping he has seen the movie.
Also, Shiori, really? The trailers have been everywhere, and I see posters.
No,
Well,
but
I don't know about the
places as
movie,
well.
so I'm just like trying to make an assumption.
most of the marketing.
I'll echo what Deji said. Well, maybe that's a you problem.
No, I
It
think
is a me problem, actually.
I
I'll
think-
accept that.
I think the marketing has genuinely been, more carried on by the fans. There we go. This was a waste of my time.
You've wasted so much of my time.
It's even Snowflake. Oh my god, I just got it.
Crap, now I'm quoting 06.
I mean, if the quotes are good enough, it's like the Street Fighter movie,
Yeah, quick, change the channel.
Yeah.
The only 06 story that exists to me now is the Snapcube story.
Of course.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a summoning sign!
What?
I need to get it before it disappears!
Can you sprint?
I need to get rid of the enemies first. No.
You're not getting to that sign.
Shiroi, I swear to god. There we go. Now I just need to
Yay.
defeat it. No, Sided disappeared! No! Pain!
Sorry. I didn't do nothing.
Cheery, that's the thing. Every time you say something like that, you curse whoever's playing it. It's like when I know it's not a live stream, but when I played GTA
Yes, I
5
mentioned.
for the
I managed
channel,
to summon this guy, Yanakiza. Okay, that's
It's like when I played GTA 5 for the channel, you were going on about, oh, the game's got great draw distance, and then I crashed.
properly bow. All right. Hopefully, we will manage to defeat this Mentor Demon with the help of his Phantom, his player Phantom specifically.
I seem to be on the same wavelength as these chaotic games.
Yeah, every time
I'll take it.
Every time you say something will happen, it happens.
What,
Like the Welsh Hideo Kojima.
what are you doing, Yana? Using a just a shield? No! God damn it!
What
Um,
is
anyway,
the
what-
ghost doing?
What the ghost doing? Alright, since it's three times, let's just take the other route. Might as well swallow the pride. We don't have much to do anyway, because that's basically our only dungeon left for the time being. So we kinda had to force our way through. So...
Funnily enough, in terms of Blue Beetle's release, Belgium and France got the film first.
I can imagine. Okay, I remember. That's the thing. I remember hearing from Linkara's retrospective of a character that, not the incarnation that we are seeing in the movie, but the first one, Dan Garrett, was particularly well received in France because there the early comics of the character were reprinted by altering the coloring of the character and calling it the Phantom, which is a character popular in French, which wears a purple jumpsuit, So it might be because of that. My god, still this clown car squad of enemies.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. Now that we're past the Flash, I'm not going to be sure how to feel about either Blue Beetle or Aquaman 2, because they'll probably either be retconned out of existence anyway, or or if they're really, really lucky and James Gunn feels nice, he'll probably just retcon them to be the DCU.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens.
That at least allowed me to feel a bit more sense of finality when I watched Guardians 3, knowing that was going to be his last Marvel movie because he's gone to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I need a drink. Not alcohol. Do I have work early in the morning? You see, I am responsible.
Alright, can we try it again proper this time, Yanna? Please? Okay, finally. Seem to be trying a bit something more.
Alright, let's see if you can beat
This
what
Melter
the human torch would
Demon.
be like if you had armor.
I'm more reminded of, well, you guys haven't played it, but, oh fuck. The character Oborobishamon from Darkstalkers. It's a very common type of image. I don't know if it's associated with a particular yokai, but these, I think so, because Ghost and Goblins also has it. This demon with a mouth on his chest, you know, particularly a suit of armor, potentially.
Oh, I actually was going to mention this since it's been a while since in between parts.
Go on.
They Discotech again. I'm not sure about the UK yet. Discotech have announced a few weeks ago.
There we go, fourth try. Sorry, go on.
They announced a few weeks ago that not only are they re-releasing Digimon the movie on Blu-ray with a super enhanced version of it.
Yeah, an actual proper HD version.
They're also releasing the original short films as they were intended and giving them brand new English dubs.
Yeah.
With
So
most of the cast from the original dub that they could bring back.
So basically, it's a package where you can choose whatever version you want to see, which is probably the best outcome. I still don't think overall the Digimon movie that people got in the US was a good movie in general. But I know it's kind of an understatement, but still, But at the very least, in here they give the choice, and I guess for preservation purposes, they might as well include that. So fair enough.
One thing that interested me was that they even said how these new dubs are going to be done. It's basically a case of inmates running the asylum, in that the people making the new dub are Digimon fans, and they were working together to try and make a good compromise of the dubs being a lot more accurate while also still feeling like the English dubs that most people like me grew up with.
Whatever the hell that means.
Again, I'll have to wait till it comes out to see. But basically, Discotech basically said in a tweet that it'll still at least somewhat feel like the old dubs, but played a bit more straight. So I highly doubt we're going to be seeing stuff like
a gag dub,
Yeah, like they'll probably try and have a good blend of both. Have some jokes in there while not.
Not to mention the properly dubbed.
While not going too overboard.
I remember hearing it. The properly dubbed version, quote unquote, the properly edited version, which is the original. Oh, still Yanna. Might as well let me accompany. Why not? Will actually have the original movie's music rather than the edited score with the pop songs that the Digimon movie had.
The Japanese music is going to be in there, and I'm of a few minds about that because I actually like the Saban music in Digimon. I know a lot of it was reused, but it's good music, so I don't really care that much. Besides, the Japanese version did that as well, reusing Sailor Moon tracks, so...
I get what you mean with, but fuck!
Don't be raged to that much.
Summer fans will be like, at least there is no snow. What was I saying? The thing mostly about it is that it feels more like the director's playlist wanting to be put there, and specifically in this case the American editors playlist. Let me put it this way, Dweebs. If either versions have something to be blamed about, I'd rather have to blame the original creator rather than someone who decided to took a decision thinking that he could improve that.
Speaking of that, Teo, I was actually going to mention, I have listened. Okay, I can't speak for the soundtracks for the first or second of the movies, but I have heard the soundtrack for the third one.
You mean
Okay,
Hurricane Touchdown?
Hurricane Touchdown, yeah. Now the music is entirely separate from the movie, so I just listened to it as tracks.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Sure, but at the very least, that's the original when you don't like
is
it.
Either it's decent, but just kind of meh country songs or like generic Wild West songs that you hear, or someone just going completely insane on their xylophone and their guitar and just mashing them together.
Using this trick, I can actually kill one of the enemies by lowering the platform where they are in the lava. That's pretty cool. And now repulling that, I should be able to clear a path again.
Like I might, Shira, if you heard the OG soundtrack for the third Digimon movie.
I wouldn't remember it, but probably.
Yeah, the one that had half its runtime cut off and the one that ended with All Star.
I haven't watched Digimon in years.
Actually, yeah, technically around 1 year because it was Deji's...
We did that movie. Which movie did we do? The first movie?
Yeah, the first movie.
Digimon the movie.
Yeah, like outside of that, I've not watched Digimon in years.
Yeah, again, I won't pass judgment on how it fits in the movie until I've actually seen that version of the movie with the English dub. But it'll probably come out in the UK at some point anyway.
They redubbed them all, didn't they? Isn't that what you picked
up
recently?
The Discotheque media seem to be actually doing that. The thing is that, as Aaron Madoka, the guest that was in that podcast, told us, the Hurricane Touchdown was actually, the first was actually 2 parts in one that the Digimon movie collaged together in a very poor way. So, yeah. Like, that's what I'm actually more curious about, to see the story in its full, proper full way.
But yeah, I won't talk about it in movie, but out of movie, I would rather listen. I would rather have All Star still be the ending. If that was the music in the OG version. Again, it's weird. I know, but actually no. Then again, the music in that movie did get a split reception. Some like it for being creepy, and for the atmosphere of the what it was trying to do. Others don't like it because it sounds shit.
To me, again, the biggest thing that needs to be noted is that the original, and I think Hurricane Touchdown is including that, but I don't know 100% because I listened only a bit of it, tries to have a more dramatic kind of score, while instead, the edited version tries to be more pop than anything.
Well, but there is dramatic orchestral music in the movie.
Like, I remember one distinctly remember bit is when Diaboromon is DJ Evolved and wants to go to America, so there's the montage. In the original version, there's this creepy orchestral droning, while instead in the American version, there's another pop song, like Diaboromon is actually going on a field trip or something.
Okay, it's like I said, I'll do the same thing like I did with the Hurricane Touchdowns soundtrack. Outside the movie, the soundtrack compilation as a whole is great. Inside the movie...
Alright, just sorry.
I can probably name examples that would fit on one hand.
Alright, we're actually at the boss of the area. We managed to get through most of it, actually. So, let's see what the owner of this big, soul is. we're talking about Lord of the Rings, dweebs. Here's a discount Balrog.
Oh god, it's Iblis.
God damn it, it kinda is. I finally found it! The Iblis trigger!
It's Iblis himself.
If he went to the gym,
Damn,
Yeah.
Iblis went.
I could
Iblis
grade
worked out.
cheese on those abs.
Yeah, but between 06 and this stream, dude got buffed.
Alright, here's the true boss of the arena. This particular puddle with a malady with the camera. Why? Because the boss has a tendency of just pushing you into that, so stay the fuck away from it. And since lava is an insta-kill, you don't really want to do that. Hey!
They probably just put it there thinking, hey, wouldn't this be fun?
Probably. It got to the point where the PC version actually has a mod that kinda sorta removes that as a fix in trying to make the fight actually genuine. Otherwise, I have to admit, this fight is relatively easy, especially since I have a couple of, NPC Phantom support.
What interests me the most is the credits that Sound Cadence, the people handling the new dubs, released. Because it still credits the guys that wrote the Digimon the movie script, but also credits the movies' dub director Marissa Lenti as a script reversioning.
I mean, that's kind of what happened to an extent.
This platform is so tiny.
I know, right?
My guess is they're going to be using the original 2000 script as a base for these movies, while also filtering out a lot of the executive medals involved stuff.
Well,
Plus, they have to make all new stuff anyway for the bits that were never dubbed.
Again, I'm just glad that Western fans are able to see a more a more attuned version of the movie more than anything.
And with most of the cast that they really liked.
So yeah, it's overall a win-win for what we could have had. So is that. Alright, that thing just walks into the lava. Okay,
I won. Come on,
I
let's go for a
won!
swim in the pool. Ah!
It's kind of like what happens at the end, towards the end of Metal Gear Solid 3 with Ocelot. He just, I have to go, and jumps off the plane. Ah! Alright, that means we only have one of these bonfires to actually, light up, so let's do it. But doing so reveals, this time, since we defeated all 4 of these bosses, content from Scholar of the First Scene. Meet Aldia. Let's talk to him.
No one has come this far. Not for a very long while. Young Harlow, do you wish to share?
Okay, Dweeb, since you have IMDb open, do you mind checking who voices this guy? He's called Aldia.
The trials that await you. And yes, you have already joined the Crestfallen.
Because I heard this voice somewhere before. Again, most of his cast is we heard for stuff like Final Fantasy XIV,
David Gantz.
Young Harlow,
Okay, isn't that a Ace Attorney character?
inherit the order of this world.
That's Damon Gantz.
Okay. But yeah, what Aldia is telling to us is something that technically we already know from the first game, the linking of a fire and the rise of darkness, but they don't seem to be present in this era, so why is he talking about that? Again, this is worth noting because this is what Ambition put from Scholar of the First Scene, the expansion. It was not in the vanilla game. This will be important as it goes on.
You in what it takes.
David Gantz, yeah, he was in Dark Souls 1 as Oswald of Corinne.
Yeah.
He's mostly famous for being in Braveheart,
Oh, cool.
Brazil, and the 1999 Joan of Arc.
Oh, cool movie resume. But yeah, Aldia is actually pointing us to the direction we're supposed to go afterward. Now we need to seek the king of this particular land, King Vendrick. you know, one that ruled over this place. If we find him, we should be able to find the answer that we seek to break the curse. Now, worth noting is that behind this particular throne is also this this place which teleports to another one of the DLC dungeon, but like just like with the previous one, we are so not ready for it yet. That's borderline endgame stuff. So for the time being, let's collect our losses and actually teleport to Majula. We'll eventually go back to the Iron Keep because there's a lot that we actually technically missed, because we kind of blazed through the dungeon whilst defeating the Smelter Demon, admittedly. But, you know, it's kind of better this way, you know, we keep proceeding with a good pace. So now let's talk to the Emerald Herald about it.
You are blessed with a myriad of souls. Bearer of the curse, make your way to the castle.
But in general, I'm actually glad on the job that Discotech Media is doing. It's literally recovering lost media, you know, and actually properly giving the HD treatment. It's kind of a bit like limited run games, although so far they seem to be a bit less shitty in handling the company. So there is that, technically.
Like they've done that. I think they were the guys that did that with Gunbuster. Like, they HD'd that up and they gave it a new English dub, and that is out here in the UK, which is why I'm confident that they'll do the same with the Digimon movies at some point.
Let's see, Shalquar...
Again, Discotech didn't release it around here, Anime Limited did, but, you know.
Okay, Shalquar doesn't have much. Let's talk to her.
People try to round up
You know, I'm right here, you know. You could just turn your head. Piece of shit. Look at me while I'm talking to you.
I don't
It's
want
rude.
to look at you. I don't want to look at you.
The lost sinner lives deep within the Bastille. The fool, trying to light the first flame.
Also, Shalquar is surprisingly a bit low poly, looking here a bit closer, alas. Alright, what we're supposed to do now, if I recall correctly, is to go where the castle is, the castle of King Vendrick. But if I recall correctly, we need like a special emblem to get in, so let me see. Blah blah blah, let's try to talk. Okay, let's see if we need to go through the Shaded Woods. Since we have a bit of extra time, let's try to get there. Doors of Pharaoh, Shaded Woods, there we go. At the Ruined Fork Road. But yeah, like I was saying, again, I appreciate what Discotech Media is doing. If I had like the one series that I really wish they would touch upon next, probably would be Final Fantasy Unlimited, which is the anime series that Square Enix did to try to have an proper anime based around Final Fantasy. It's not overall great, but it has become lost media. If I recall correctly, the DVDs went out of print in the mid-2000s, you know, and as a result, you know, they are considered lost. So a re-release in HD in some kind of fashion probably would help. You know, especially because recently was also the anniversary of the series, of the anime series, so that would have been nice.
In a general sense, okay, I say that in a general sense because this might be a bit out of Discotech's wheelhouse, but
obviously,
I do hope that that we might get they might be able to. One of my hopes in the future, even if I think it is a bit of a long shot at this point, why not finish off doing that uncut Yu-Gi-Oh? They might have to start from scratch, and I hope to God there would be far less weirdly wooden dialogue.
That, again, Discotech Media is doing the best they can, but again, that ultimately depends on the companies responsible, like Toei, Konami, and so on.
Yeah, I'm not expecting it, but
again, I've
got hopes for it.
I'm just genuinely surprised that Bandai, you know, allowed that to happen for the Digimon stuff. Actually, since we haven't checked yet, let's check the soul of the Iron King.
Shira, have you seen those uncut dubs of Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
Alright, soul of the old Iron King who succumbed to the flames that swallowed his castle. The Iron King's flesh was charred and his soul possessed by the things that lurk below. So yeah, throughout what we learn, pull back, huh? From what we have learned about, the story of the Iron King, the guy was a complete bastard because he practiced sport in trying to hunt down hollows, he had essentially his wife commit almost borderline suicide by turning into a monster with a severed head just for their misguided love. And then built his castle on the top of a fucking volcano and ultimately was corrupted by it.
I won't go too much into it now, Shira. I might show you a few clips at some point. Suffice to say, if you thought 4Kids had that bad habit of going off script, wait till you see them try to be on script.
Oh. Oh god.
Is Sam Riegel still voicing Tristan in those uncut dubs?
No. I remember they only did 9 episodes, but by that point they'd already recast it with Greg Abbey, so
Okay.
they just had him be Tristan again.
No derpy Tristan, alas.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to that version, there were like 1 or 2 scenes that didn't come off as awkward to me. Like the bit where Taya has to go to the bathroom, and there was this bit where Yugi was taunting Weevil.
Mm-hmm.
He called him very weak. Although there was this weird bit though where Weevil was like, "Beating you would be a breeze. Then beat me, please." I'm like, what?
What the fuck?
4Kids, I know you're new to doing uncut dubs, but I don't think you go that far.
It's also...
Yeah, the uncut dubs are still handled by 4Kids, and they were releasing it along with Funimation.
Alright, that altar can teleport us to the third of the DLC dungeons, but once again, we're so not ready for it. So we're not going there right now. What was I saying? It's always a bit of a fascinating thing to me about Weevil, because in my country's dub, that's the only character, and the only one as far as I know, who got his name changed to resemble more the Japanese one, which is Insector Haga in the Japanese dub, but still translating in some kind of way. The first name is still, a pun on bug or insect, but the Haga last name is kept, so it's not Weevil Wonderwood for us.
Oh, Tio, you mentioned weird naming conventions. That was another problem with the uncut dub. They tried to have a hybrid of both the dub and Japanese names. Hence why we have, hence why Joey's called, instead of Joey Wheeler in the dub, he's called Joey Katsuya, and Taya Gardner is Taya Mazaki.
Brilliant.
I mean, I get what they were trying to do, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, there was literally that bit, that bit in the English version where Joey was introducing himself and Yugi, and then he called Taya and Tristan the Trespassers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the uncut version, he says, "And I happen to be his best friend, Katsuya Joey, and these are our funny sidekicks." I don't know about you guys, but I prefer the Trespassers one. Accuracy be damned, I think it's funnier.
It also really depends on the situation as well. Alright.
Yeah, like from what I understand, Tio, you're not the kind of person who just takes localization entirely.
No, again, like I said before, Dweebs, it's also a pure matter of, judging the product as it is given. Unless it's something that really, really deserves to be changed because the original had, like, very outdated elements or purposefully, you know, is you know,
Or if a
provocative.
sentence doesn't make sense in English and stuff.
Well,
like
that depends, because like I said, my country has a way of basically adapting to any kind of language, so we're basically good to go even for the weirdest stuff, like puns. But unless it's something really that provocatory, like I said, I'd rather have to judge the product from the way it was envisioned, including also its faults, you know, rather than having to think that, oh, we're so high and mighty, so we can fix that. Alright.
Well, I'd have to imagine that the original, I mean, especially at this point nowadays, the OG Japanese creators have to give like the okay on a lot of stuff. Like Toei nowadays, for example, they're still a bit fuddy-duddy on certain things. Like telling Funimation to scrap Team 4 Star's audio.
Yeah,
from,
the cameo that
from
they
Attack
had
on
from
Work,
Kai. Well, to be fair, again, that was essentially executive meddling that, you know, had no place of being there just because they were basically
Yeah,
dicks.
that was a. Yeah, that wasn't Funimation's fault. Toei told them to.
No, yeah. And again, it's mostly on a general level of the fact that they hate abridged stuff. Alright, since we have still a little bit of time, but I do not want it to meander too much, let's actually explore a bit more the Iron Keep while we're at it, you know, since I don't want it to go on too much in the shaded woods for nothing, so let's instead go up here. Which leads us to the Belfry Sol, the parallel tower to the Belfry Luna. Thankfully, we don't really have to deal with the Gargos in this one, but we still have to deal with the people from the Covenant, like indeed, like this. God damn it, this Phantom Warrior.
Oh yeah, speaking of new dubs of English things, there is one I have been watching.
Which is
New English dubs of old things. Future Boy Conan.
right.
Yeah, they released a new. Well, not. Okay, there might have been an aborted attempt at one decades ago, but nothing about that has surfaced except like one really minor clip. There was a couple of years ago they released a new English dub for Future Boy Conan using some newly remastered footage. And oddly enough, for a Hayao Miyazaki project, they dubbed it in Canada.
Huh.
Yeah, Canada, the country that's only really started to get anime dubs again.
I think I asked you already, because I distinctly had that memory, but I don't think Scott McNeil is involved with the dub, isn't he?
I checked, no he isn't.
Alas. Like I said, he's the Canadian Steve Blum, so...
Yeah, alas, he is not in it. I mean, the voice cast themselves, I think, are actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Funnily enough, the actress playing the title character, she's basically the Sarah Natacheni of Canada, and that she's also a film editor. And okay, she has edited stuff before and after this. But have you guys seen the Kim Possible live action movie?
No. Invaded! Why? Why? I was just trying to go to Belfry Sol.
Yes.
Yeah, I was asking you, Shira, I don't know if you could answer. Did you see the live action Kim Possible movie?
No.
Ah. Funny, I thought you guys would have been right on that when it came out.
I never particularly care about the series in the first place. Like, I don't think it's bad, but it really came out in a time where I was not able to watch it, and by the time I was able, it simply was, you know, above what I was caring about. I'm pretty sure if I watched it now, I probably would enjoy it, I guess.
I did see it again recently because Alice watched it for the first time earlier this year. but still haven't seen the live action movie.
I mean, if I recall correctly, everything about it is completely, stored on Disney Plus that by the time we're recording, so we should, someone who want to actually binge it should be good to go on there.
The timing of it was weird because it came out 12 years after the show ended.
A revival of sorts,
Well, nothing's come of it since, so...
When did A Cinch in Time came out, since Deji mentioned
Cinch in
that?
Time. Let me see. It came out in 2003.
Well. Okay then. Yeah, I guess it was one of those Disney Channel made-for-TV movies, before we started evolving to musical fest.
Yeah, like, do they... Okay, I know Disney Channel doesn't exist around here anymore. Do they still make those?
Yes, I checked recently because Diva reviewed, by the time recording this, the first Camp Rock movie. So out of curiosity, I checked on the list of the stuff that they did. They released recently a reboot of Under Wraps. Which, sure, I guess.
I've never heard of it.
Basically, quirky suburban family finds a mummy. Hijinks ensue.
Sounds fun.
I don't know if that one is properly a musical, but they kind of had this trend, especially to go on in trilogy. Not all of them, because, for example, Camp Rock only got 2 movies instead. But, who knows. Oh, you piece of shit, stop camping.
I think only High School Musical managed to graduate from being a decom as the initialization is to getting a theatrically released movie in the third one.
Possible.
And it came out at the same time as Quantum of Solace, and at least one major critic thought that High School Musical 3 was a better movie.
I mean, was that critic wrong, Waves?
I haven't seen High School Musical.
But you've seen Quantum of Solace.
I mean, the only way High School Musical 3 could possibly be worse is if Kenny Ortega were drunk making it. Seriously.
I don't remember much of those movies.
Shiroi, put it this way. Do you like action cut so quickly you can't tell what's happening?
No, I hate it, actually.
Then avoid Quantum of Solace at all costs.
Okay.
Not to mention it's a boring movie anyway.
Well, eventually we'll have to get through if we actually go through all of the one movies, so...
And we haven't done many of those.
No.
Yeah, we've only done up to Goldfinger. If we get 18, that's one thing I was actually going to suggest. You know how sometimes we have while technically they are technically movie picks, we just have
a themed stuff.
A theme thing, like they're all from a series or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could do that for Bond.
Well, again, you will have to ask Jova also on that. I'm fine with that, but again, you will have to ask him.
I mean, I don't mind watching a bunch of those movies in a row. I don't know.
Yeah, that means we can finish. Sean Connery, do George Lazenby, finish Sean Connery again, and start Roger Moore.
Actually, I'm curious on one thing, Dweebs. Have you seen Have you seen the Disney movie Darby O'Gill and the Little People?
No.
Oh boy, it's a movie about Irish folklore mostly, but one of the highlights of that is Sean Connery, which was Scottish, having to play an Irishman, and he sings.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That sounds amazing, actually.
Alright then, we might as well end the things now, so tune in next time where we acquire the King's Sigil and actually move on from there. See ya!
See ya.
See ya.